Welcome, audio fans. It's time for another episode of the podcast, presented by J&J Production Studios, your home for entertainment with your favorite shows available every week. And now, it's time to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And good morning, rather, to you at the time of this recording. It's pretty dang early, but was up and was thinking about some things, kind of decompressing from the day yesterday and getting to bed soon. I'm beginning to crash. As you could probably notice, I'm a little sleepy, but I wanted to come on and do this episode with you guys because I wanted to share some things, do a little reflecting. I think we kind of did something like this earlier this year thus far, but I kind of wanted to just put one more thing out there just so that we had a little bit of bonus content. And first of all, in case you missed it, we did have a special interview episode, which is up now on our YouTube channel. If you guys could, I'm going to do this while I'm thinking about it. Please make sure if you can, if you'd like and subscribe, we'd appreciate that greatly. And click that notifications bell. That'll notify you every time a new episode or content is coming out, no matter what it is, no matter what show it is. You'll get notified right away and be told when the show is about to start. So great little tidbit there. You can also check things out. Sorry, I got some hair stuck on me here. On our link tree, I'm going to share that actually in a moment for more details and stuff there. But we had a very special interview with some things that we're going to go over actually coming up, some content coming up this week. Some exciting things, kind of a new sponsorship slash partnership, which I'll share. I won't get into that now since it's obviously this late too, and I want to focus on some other stuff. But that's going to come up for this, coming up towards the weekend as well. We're going to have some content coming up probably later tonight. Probably the What's Up Bro show. Not sure if we're going to do any of the other ones, but at least that one. So we'll go over those details there. We'll talk about that and some exciting things happening there, especially at Airway Kingdom Network. If you guys are not aware of that, we started the network to incorporate other podcasters and podcasts. That's going pretty well, actually. We got some things that we're going to really be pounding the pavement on, working on, and trying to get orchestrated because we want to have a lot of great stuff out there for everybody. So we hope you guys are excited for that. Just a few things that are going on there. But yeah, just wanted to share a little bit there. What else do we have here? I do have that in there as well. I feel like I forgot something else, but if I remember, we'll come back to it. I was talking about the episode. So we had that special episode, which is up on our channel. Bonus episode I was on, Voice of the Fans. We did that episode. I was going to make an appearance on the Movie Critics podcast. Unfortunately, because I got overbooked, I was not able to do that. But maybe for the next show go around, I'll do that. So if you guys are watching that, check that out. I'll definitely catch you guys up for that. So yeah, and I think that's about it at this point. I want to dive right into the episode just because obviously, you guys know we do these shows are not super long, but I want to make sure I cover as much as possible. And again, we'll go over the sales coming up. Trying to get back into everything. I want to get the socials going again. I'm definitely going to be doing that. Actually, I might share details of this too on the YouTube channel. Make sure you check the community tab. I got to get back into do the website as well. Got to do all this stuff. So this is actually based on what we're talking about for this episode. Just a lot of things happening, trying to figure stuff out. A lot of things are just not clear yet, and thought this would be a perfect time to kind of talk about it a little bit. And again, the hopes is to just share a little bit, give you guys a little more personal experience, a little bit more details about me and where we're coming from, as well as just understanding struggles and what we go through, and help you guys know you're not alone. So everybody goes through something. It's been quite a year. You guys know I've been sharing it. Still been quite the ordeal. Don't know how exactly it's going to play out, how it's going to end. Still optimistic, still hopeful. I think I shared this a few times, but it's just the vibe I'm going with now, and I want to keep that train going there also. But yeah, it's difficult. And why I titled this episode "Pause to Reflect" is, you guys know, typically if you followed us for a while, usually we talk about this stuff towards the end of the year. It's kind of like our New Year's resolution, quote unquote, episode. And again, we're only barely coming into the month of April, so we're coming into the 4th month of the year. There's a lot still could happen, a lot of things that are going to probably happen. But even at this point in time, you kind of want to step back and just kind of look at where you're at, where things are going. And I'm going to be candid with you guys. I'm not trying to do it to bring people down, not trying to do it to upset anybody or whatever the case may be. And I'm not doing this as a pity party thing, and I'm not doing this for any other reason, but just to be completely open and transparent with you guys. So the hope being that, and again, maybe this will inspire you too. I'm not going to get super into details because I like a lot of things are not for to be aired openly, but a lot of things happen, and it's kind of caused me to reflect and think about a lot of things. And again, it doesn't really give much clarity like you kind of would hope. But and I'm trying to look at the camera again. I'm still getting used to this, and maybe with the computer it'll help too. A lot of things I'm gonna try to figure out down the road, but so apologies there. Still trying to get accustomed to this, and I constantly flip my phone around so I can't tell where the camera is. It always moves. Um, but I've thought a lot, and I'll start here because this is usually an area that I've talked about quite a bit with people that know me and close to me, at least some. Clearly not in the point of life where I want to be at yet. Obviously, career paths, anything else there, doing jobs, doing things that make me happy, that kind of stuff to actually make a living at doing, all that stuff. This is a frustrating thing that I've had happen for the last few years. And it's probably prevalent even up to this point there, just for some personal goals that I've not been able to achieve as of yet. Now, a large part of that is just with the way life has been dealing me that pretty heavy-handed blows that I'm still hoping to recoup and recover from. Don't know for sure if that's going to be the case, but I can always hoping and praying that one day at a time, trying to figure it out. But we'll see how it goes. But and it's not to say that life is entirely horrible, which it isn't. I'm thankful that I have opportunities that I have now. I'm thankful for just the ability to be as much as the position I'm at, and I'm speaking more on a personal level there, which again I don't want to too specific. If anybody out there watching who knows me, they kind of knows already, so I won't overshare that, and I don't want to overshare that. But just the idea that I just want to see something real quick. Is it interactive? Oh, it does. StreamYard updated recently, and so the logo is different. I just was curious to see what it looked like. There we go. It's late. I'm, kind of getting those goofy moments there. I'm tired, so forgive me. But no, it's more just the idea, and I think what's triggering that also is, I said before too, kind of like with doing the podcasting and doing the network and things like that. Why now? And I have some other things I'm going to try to go all in on, put my chips all down on the table with. And the question really goes back to is, why and why risk it and what's the point and all that sort of thing. And the answer really is fairly simple: is I'm tired of being in a situation where I'm either too afraid to take chances or allowing. I'm kind of holding myself back. I guess that's part of being afraid to take chances. But that knowledge and that insight that you just if you don't try, you'll never know. And I'm not saying I've said this. I know earlier. I think it was on the What's Up Bro show. I'm not sure. It was one of the episodes we talked about it, but you don't always get and achieve the success that you want. Sometimes success comes in different forms. Sometimes answers come in different meanings. There's all those type of things. And I try to look at that, like, as you could say, the grass is always greener option, which sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Got to be fair. But I've just reached that plateau. I'm like, I've got to take the chances now because what do I have? What's left to lose? Honestly, the answer is really nothing. So, and we're not going to live forever. We're all going to die at some point. So I figure, you know what? May as well just go for the gusto and go for broke and try to achieve something. I've had a lot of the same goals for a long period of time. Some of them I've gotten close to, others not so much. Some of them have shifted, and some more have actually shifted recently. So I'm kind of trying to reassess and reshift and recalibrate where I want to be at, where I'm going with things. Trying to, I'm trying to think what's the best way to say it. Trying to allow to be led in certain directions because a lot of times everybody, all of us has moments where we try to do it ourselves and it just doesn't work. So I'm kind of in that vein of I really want to see which direction I get led to do. Good or bad, don't know what's going to happen with it, but at least it's something. So that's kind of been the hard part though, because even doing that, there's no clarity, and clarity is a huge thing. I've said it before. We always say I want clarity on a lot of things just because, obviously it helps, right? So, just some of the thoughts there for that. That's really, I think, the big key thing. And I don't know if it's because of the time of it. I don't know if it's because of um, personal grievance with myself, certain things. Whatever's causing me to stall out and do it, I can't put a finger on it. And, for most people, you uh you get burned out, you get so stressed out, you get exacerbated, and people really don't know the stress level. I'll say this: I don't think I've shared this candidly before. I'll share it with you guys if you're watching this now live or whatever or later. And I just brain farted. Sorry, it's been a couple days. The stress level and the factor there. Yes. So people don't realize the amount of stress. You don't understand what exactly is going on. People don't understand. Everybody goes through something. That's fair and that's the truth. But at the same context of it, sorry, 1 second. I'll be right here. I can still talk. I think the struggle for me was trying to get people to understand my frustrations of things where, whether it was self-inflicted, whether it was by other means, whether things that were not in my control, but when I was not able to accomplish something and see someone else accomplish something similar, or, just the notion of that, what have I been doing? Where am I going? Why am I doing it? Can I do it? And all this fear. And we know, like I said, the world the way it is now, if you guys specifically are based and live in the US and you know the struggles that we're having here, it's a very, very tough world we're living in. I've had these conversations a lot with people. I'll be back on the camera, excuse me, in just a second. Just kind of got some skin here just drying up. I really got to start moisturizing, but I don't like to do that. I know everybody's going to say, hey, it's good for your skin, but I just can't put the lotion on. So whenever I shower periodically, I still get dried skin. But anyway, a side note, personal life into me and prepping for this time of night going to bed. But the thing of it is, good or bad, right or wrong, whatever reason may attribute to that, when you constantly feel like you're in that failing state of mind. And again, I've been so frustrated trying to explain this and express this that I can never get this point across. Your frustration and the anger, the rage, the stuff, it boils over. And over the course of my life, I've faced a lot of different things where some things you can tolerate, some things you can fight off, some things you can I don't know why my phone wants to go to sleep if it's just me. It's really weird. But anyway, I'll just have to tap it so it doesn't go to sleep. But you don't really realize the amount of the toll it takes to when you're trying to do a lot of things. And I've had these debates, I've had these arguments. People say, oh, well, life isn't that bad for you. Yeah, but I'm not where I want to be at. I'm trying to figure something out. I have the fear of getting older, more responsibilities. What do I do? How do I handle it? How do I process it? And I can guarantee, and whoever hears this for that too, is no one's going to understand what you go through. No matter how close a person is to you, they'll never understand that. You can share with close family, friends, loved ones, spouses, whatever. But people are never going to really fully understand what it means to go through things that you go through unless they go through it themselves. And it's not a criticism, and it's not a knock on family or friends or loved ones that are trying to be helpful and that maybe could help you in some regard, depending on what the situation, the circumstances call for. I'm just saying simply that it is a realization that, what, you have to fight for it yourself. And again, no one's going to fight for you if you don't fight it. So I've gone through a lot of stuff where I've had to fight. I've had to struggle through adversities, and I'm not afraid of a challenge, and I'm not really afraid of much of anything. So, and I'm of the big belief, and I know there's a quote somewhere, and I can't remember who said it, but you've got to fight for yourself, and if you don't, nobody's going to do it. And I like to fight for others too. I haven't done the best with that with some people, and I'm obviously very saddened by that. It wasn't my intentions for that, but I made a lot of mistakes. I'm human too, just like anybody else. But the the culture shock of it is when you recognize, when you can, that you are dealing with things that you try to express and nobody takes you seriously, nobody hears you, nobody understands that, uh, and you just shut down. And then when you do that, people say, "Oh, well, you're not doing anything. You're not talking about certain things, or you're not expressing your feelings there." Can't force people to do that. And when you try that, it just makes things 10 times worse. We've all been there. We've all had probably friends that have gone through that. We've seen it. We've done it. Maybe you've had relatives, cousins you're close to, maybe even your own siblings. A lot of people, a lot of siblings, you have friends that were siblings with your friends. So whatever the situation is, the result is basically the same. Is you just you have this ordeal that you're constantly struggling and fighting with. And I said before, I'm going to say it again. At some point before my time is over, before I leave the Earth and planet, or for whatever means, I want to write a book. And I know I teased about this, I've said this for years. I've had so many adventures in life on different things. Wouldn't be all be bad necessarily. Just kind of the idea that you sort of can hopefully leave inspiration for other people. That's really what we do when we're doing things here with the shows, what we're hoping to do, all that stuff. You guys have heard it. Um, but I don't know. It's funny when you sit back and you say, I really went through all that stuff. Was it worth it? Is it worth it? Uh, Struggles I'm going through now, the strong adversity I'm going through now, fighting for it by myself. I'm not afraid of it. Unlike other people I've known that are afraid of different things, I'm not afraid of that. And the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. So, and some people I've realized too are not as strong as they profess to be there for that either. So, with that knowledge in the case, you kind of reevaluate and reassess and say, you know what? I've actually not had to do that much. I've had to uh, push myself to be molded to where some people say, "Oh, you're too rough, you're too hard, you're too aggressive for that one." A dog eat dog world. And do I like being aggressive? No, absolutely not. Do I do I what am I gonna say? Do, do I shrink away from it? No. Do I want confrontation for it? No. As much as people probably won't believe that, I really don't. But don't mistake that for weakness and mistake that for I won't be confrontational and I won't get violently aggressive and I won't be heated about things, because old wartime strategy for that too is you don't fight for yourself, no one else will, and you have to fight your opponent. Your opponent's going to fight you all day long. So you either lie down and take it or you fight back. It's just very much that it's that simplicity of the natural order of things, for that very reason that I think I try to tell a lot of people that too. I think that's a huge part of that equation there. So things like that. And even as of late, within the last year or so, technically now, um, the concept has been the same. Um, you get dealt a bad hand. I've been on the receiving end of a lot of bad end of things, unfortunately. Not saying I didn't do anything either. I've caused some blows too and done certain things too, but where things have landed me as of late too, I've come to be subscribing to the fact of I am not going to be accountable for that. That is not, I have to learn to let that go. I am just telling myself that things that have gotten out of control that are because of others, person or persons or things or events. The problem lies there. It doesn't lie with me for that one, because I've already paid my dues and I've acknowledged myself multiple times. To what end, I don't know, and I still don't know, and that's kind of where brings me back to square one, where this is where I'm kind of feeling this out in this current state in time. So some people want to blame me for that one. Me being my guest, I could care less. I don't care about that. I've learned a long time ago not to put stock in people's opinions unless they're valid. And again, there's some people that I do have high regards and opinions for, but others not so much. And I don't lose sleep over it, and I don't worry about it because it doesn't do any good. And at the end of the day, I got to focus on me. So whatever that means, however that means, that doesn't mean I don't want to focus on other people and focus on friends, family, all that stuff. It's just, everybody has to look out there and do that. And I'm looking out for others who aren't looking out for me either a lot of times. So I'm just giving and caring that way, as much as people don't believe that. So the predicaments that we're in, and we are all consequent. We have consequences from actions that we all choose. So again, I made some mistakes early on, which began to crumble things for me and turn things over topsy-turvy for quite a bit now, actually, technically. But whereas it stands now, anything that has gone on from a certain point up till now, I am not being held liable for that, and that is not on me whatsoever. So I'm tired of all the rhetoric I've been told. I'm tired of all the baloney I've been told. I gotta moderate that a little bit, even though I probably could say it. I don't want to say it anyway. So that's the other point I'm trying to get to as well. When you face these type of things, whether you're on the giving end or the receiving end, don't play games with it. Don't be true to yourself and what you want, especially if you know what you want. I've known what I wanted. I know other people have known what they wanted. I've talked to a lot of people. I know a lot of people. Go after that. Why are you wasting time? Time is too precious for that one. And you're the ones that are going to lose in the end. He who hesitates is lost. And sometimes, trying to think how to explain this. Again, I'm trying not to get super personal because, again, as much as I want to share with you guys, some things we have to keep, obviously close to the chest. But when you see certain things and you know that things can only improve based on certain things, and like I said, I'm also saying this because I've gone with my gut. My gut 9 times out of 10 is usually not wrong. I still have a gut feeling about a lot of things I think that could potentially maybe sort of will happen down the line. Don't know. It's just for lack of a better term, better than an educated guess, but I just feel like there's potential for things. We'll put it that way. But I'm also making decisions too. And so if certain things don't go a certain way, I'm planning for alternative. Like I can't, that's another point I want to make too. We're gonna wrap up here soon because I realize timing for that. But time waits for no man. And sometimes timing of things is good. Sometimes taking a break and taking a pause to reset. But there's also a thing of taking too much time, and then you're constantly in your head. You're second guessing yourself. You're playing all these. You're playing this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Go with that. They say you shouldn't go with the gut, but go with your gut feeling there. Go with your instinct. What is that telling you? Because 9 times out of 10, you're usually not wrong, or according to the statistics, as they say. The other thing is, and again, I want to use this as an example because I've seen a lot of, as I said, I've seen a lot of things. Some things people would just not believe it, even if I told you, just because I still don't believe it in some cases. But I've lived through it, so obviously it's true. So I'm not BSing anybody. I'm literally telling you how it's gone down. But with certain circumstances and certain things, it's really sad how people put their faith and trust in others who maybe don't have their best interest. That could be family as well. It's hard though because if you're used to certain things and it's all you've known for a while, naturally it's what you go back to, and that makes sense. But where's the genuine feeling for that one? Where's the genuine love? Even love, everybody wants to be loved, right? So these are important things. As I go back and I look over time, and I've replayed a lot of things in my life over the last several years, not just recently, but going back, and I revisit certain getting tired now, as you can tell. I revisit certain situations. I evaluate certain things. I go back and say, okay, I know I could do this, and this differently. I know I should have done this, and this differently. And most people will say, well, why do you do that, Sam? Because you're torturing yourself. Yeah, a little bit. But the idea is to learn from past mistakes, learn from certain things, and maybe sometimes, just maybe, we can actually pull from it and learn really and go back and with a clear picture from an outside perspective, looking back, clearer eyes and those proverbial better clear glasses there. You can kind of see where everything kind of fell apart, went wrong, things like that. what you could have done, should have done, and then use that to piece together the blueprints of a pathway to not do that again in the future. Just a food for thought idea. And so basically, to sum it up here too, because I want to wrap this up, we're almost at a half an hour anyway. That's why I say it's always important to take time to pause, to reflect, and to stop and smell the roses, because decisions made in haste can cause problems. Now, in the beginning, things might seem logical, they might seem appropriated, they might seem like, there's all these in the now moments that are going to play out. Okay. The question though is, when you go back, is, and I hope a lot of you guys do, whatever your circumstances in your life are, whatever you've gone through, and a lot of us have done it, pause and go back and say, what was going on in that particular moment? What was happening? What was I doing? What should I have done? What could I have done? Maybe what I had done differently, et cetera, et cetera. All of that, plus the fact that, going through all that, the ordeals of what we go through, are not exactly ideal, not the best, but the end result is always to better ourselves. So to close this here, I want to say, for all of you guys watching, listening, at any point you listen to the shows, and again, we do this for entertainment, we do this to be funny, to have a great time, but we do try to pass along some words of wisdom. And so for me, at this point in time, with the brain power I have left before I go to bed and get some sleep here, really, truly take the precious life you have, evaluate everything you've gone through, good or bad. Don't stay in those moments long enough to cause you suffering. You're just trying to do a quick assessment of yourself, trying to reach inside and say, okay, this is what happened here, here, and here. This is what could happen now down the road, here, 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 here. This is what should happen, blah, 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 blah. So you kind of see the correlation there. And my hope is you guys will take time not only to smell the flowers, but, when you hit your lowest points specifically, and believe me, we all hit low points, and you just don't think you're going to get any lower, you get lower. So, but in those moments, take comfort, number one, in the fact that everybody's going through something, so you're not alone. But also really use those type of meditative thought moments to really, really, really dissect where you're at and what's happened and why and all that kind of thing, without minimalistically torturing yourself as little as possible. It can only help you improve. It can only sharpen you. It can only guide you and give you directions in a certain way that you may be able to avoid certain things in the future. It might lead to a fixture of a future problem that doesn't exist yet. The baseline of it is that we take every opportunity to learn. We're learning from the moment we were born to the moment we die. Learn at your full capacity and try very hard to accept these things, bring them in, edify yourself, get plenty of knowledge so that and you can at least have a better idea that what's happening and what could be happening and all that sort of thing. So there's my little words of wisdom there. Apologies if I'm surprised I'm this philosophical this time of the morning, because this is early. But I hope it helps you guys. Hope you guys are excited for all the stuff coming. Again, check out all the latest content. It's there. Let me actually put this up for just a moment as we get ready to wrap up here. I should put the link up. Where are we? That's not it. Oh, that's the ticker. There, we got that. Yeah, for much more, you guys know, do the thing. Click take the QR code here. The link tree for it is at the bottom as well. We'll let that play for just a moment as we wrap things up. So, and Easter is coming. So time to reflect also. I know it's not Thanksgiving, but I kind of look at Easter as an opportunity for reflection for a lot of things too, and different reasons, but which we can get into another time. But tune in now tonight later. We're planning for a new episode of probably the What's Up Bro Show. Could be a surprise, who knows, but you guys know what to do. If you want to like and subscribe, you'll get notified. We're going to go on anyway. Some exciting announcements coming, some things we're going to share that you might or may not be aware of. We're going to cover that and more. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you tuned in live, great. If you caught the rebroadcast of this, that's perfectly fine. I hope you find this helpful, edifying. I do want to share more with you guys. I obviously want to be candid. You guys know we try to be transparent. We're normal human being people. We're not anything fancy, nothing special. We're just trying to do our part to help everybody as much as we possibly and physically can. So that's the goal. That's why we're here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do. That's just what we have the purpose for. So and you will all find your purposes too. So stay focused, stay positive, keep a good mindset, and again, good things can happen. Again, I took a lot of that from our interview yesterday, so make sure you check that out. You'll see what I'm talking about. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you all so much. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the next episode of my corner here. Sam was chilling with Samcro, Colorado Music with Big Hoss, all the other shows that we have featured. And again, check out stuff from the network. It's going to be awesome, amazing. We got a lot of great people here, a lot of great talents. We're excited to see what the future holds. So we hope you guys will continue to come on the ride with us. But that's it for me. That's it for my rant there. Thank you so much for watching. And good night and goodbye for now. We'll see you guys next time. And again, I say it now. I know it's early. We'll say it again, but very happy Easter to one and all. We'll see you guys soon. Good night and goodbye for now. And of course, as always, until next time, when we see you at the show.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Be sure to check J&J Production Studios on Linktree for all the streaming services and social media accounts where our shows are featured. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, until next time, we'll see you at the show.